Uh, Before I get started, let me just kind of just share with you how it is that I came to find out about this company and the decision process that I went through for me to be able to make a commitment to serve this community and do something big here with this company. So I got started with this industry almost 21 years ago. I was a construction worker. I used to work as an electrician. I'm not sure if anyone here has ever worked in construction, but it's a pretty fun job, except that you're always dirty and you're always having to wake up really early in the morning, and you come home and you're too tired to play with the kids or too tired to do anything except to turn on the TV and lounge, right? So I saw my health started to take a swing for the worst, because I kept gaining weight. Why? Because in construction, we have the habit of always eating out of a food truck, out of a lunch truck. So I was gaining weight. I was only 25 years old. I was up to about 250 pounds, and I felt very sluggish. I felt really sick, and I knew some things had to change. But unfortunately, I was so caught up in the rat race, right? I was just living, paycheck to paycheck, just barely surviving. And because of that, I felt trapped. I felt like I would never be able to walk away from construction. But back in 2001, after September 11th happened in New York, the construction industry was very slow, and they laid off thousands of people. At that time, I happened to be working as a foreman at Los Angeles International Airport, and they completely shut every single construction project down. They sent us home, and I started living off of the very little savings that I had. And I don't know if you've ever been in a situation to where you got laid off from work unexpectedly. You're not really prepared to live a long period of time without an income. So after about a couple of months, I noticed that, hey, we have no more money. Like I don't even have money to pay for rent in January of 2002. And, sometimes when you pray, things just begin to happen, right? So December 30th, my brother-in-law showed up to my house, and he shared a 15-minute video with me. And I liked it enough to let him know that I liked it, but I told him, hey, I don't have the money to get started in any business. So he spoke to my sister, and my sister loaned me the money. That was almost 21 years ago today. So that was the beginning of my journey. I started 14 years out in the field, building networks, building production teams. Then in 2015, for the first time, someone introduced me to the concept of blockchain, to the concept of Bitcoin. And even though I didn't get started right away, it planted the seed in my mind for me to want to know more. So we went back home, we started doing our research, we started investing. August of 2015, we bought our first Bitcoins for $230 something. And that's been an amazing, amazing investment. One of the things, though, that we've learned really quick is that even though this concept was new, this was bigger than just marketing. This was bigger than just selling a product. This was a complete new economy that we were helping to create. And in 2017, when we saw an explosion in the price of Bitcoin, when Bitcoin went from $1,000 to close to $20,000, not only did we see gains, but we also saw a lot of losses. And the reason why we saw a lot of losses is because in that year, over 150 companies launched into the market. And out of 150 companies that launched into the market, almost all of them died within 4 or 5 months. And it was not only did the company fail, but they took a lot of Bitcoin from the marketplace, leaving a lot of marketplaces kind of wounded and without any trust, without the confidence that they would be able to do this. So over the last 5-6 years that we've been in this space, we've been looking for something different where we didn't have to give away custody of our money in order for us to participate. Because not only are we already participating in a financial market that has its own risks, but by giving away custody of our funds, we're adding additional risk to the entire thing. And thanks to technology, now you no longer have to give custody of your money in order for you to participate in the crypto space. So today I want to introduce you guys, probably some of you guys for the first time, to a company called Axe. And Axe to us is the smart gateway or the smart door to get into the crypto world. There's so many ways to get into the crypto world. And a lot of them are going to cost you not only money, but also friendships and also headaches. And not only that, but having to explain to people what happened to the company. So because of that, we want you to select the smart door to get into the crypto space. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in this presentation. So it all starts with a dream. 21 years ago, it all started with a dream for me. My dream was simple. be able to feed the family, be able to keep a roof over my family's head. You know, I didn't have dreams of owning Lamborghinis and Ferraris back then. I just wanted to be able to provide for my family. And I don't know what your dream is, but I'm assuming that if you're here today, is because you too have a dream. You want something more out of life. If not, why would you be investing time into learning about something and joining a Zoom meeting, right? So you're here because you have a dream. And the most important thing about this entire presentation is not the information, it's your dream. Why? Because if your dream is big enough, then you'll learn the skills that you need in order for you to be able to build a successful business. But for the company, we also have a dream. We have a dream to be able to create a single culture with no borders. You know, here we have represented so many different countries just on this small Zoom call. But we want a culture with no borders, where we use the internet as our language and where we have our eyes fixed on decentralized economies, right? And we know that that's the next step to freedom. You know, one of the things that a lot of us fail to realize is that Web 2 has been a lot of fun, but we also jeopardize our privacy and our data, right? Because if you're logging into any website today where you're putting in your email, you're putting in a password, they've already sold your data, all your information, all your patterns, everything that you like, everywhere that you check in. They've already sold your information to many, many companies that have one purpose in mind: to sell you more things. But above and beyond just becoming consumers and being forced by advertising to overconsume, not only that, but they're also affecting, including how we vote, right? So because based on the things that you like and based on what your phone hears you having conversations about, they're able to market to you in a different way. So Web 2 has been fun because they introduced us to social media, video platforms, and things of that nature. But we also lost our privacy. We lost our data, and they're being sold without our permission. So with that, I want to let you know that decentralization is the next step towards freedom, and that's where we're headed. You know, Web3 is now a reality, and thanks to companies like Axe, we're bringing more and more Web3 applications into the real world. And we are determined, as a company, we're determined to become that community that marks a change in the industry. You know, Mahatma Gandhi said, we need to be the change that we want to see in the world, right? So because we see what's going on in our marketplace, we want to be that company that brings forth the change and stops the bleeding, right? Because there's so many communities, different cultures that have been defrauded, right? Many cultures around the world that have lost money and friends and family members, and some people even including their own lives because they participated in some type of a digital space, but it was really nothing more than a dressed up Ponzi scheme, right? So because of that, we as a company, we're determined to be that change. And the question that I have for you is, are you determined that when you see new opportunity for you to be able to accept it and say, you know what, a change has come, you know, a change is upon us. And if you're determined, like we're determined, we can join forces and we can take a solution into the marketplace that is very much needed. You know, one of my mentors used to tell me all the time, Jaime, when you find a void in the marketplace and you fill that void with a solution, that's where you'll find opportunity. So we see the void, we see what the problem is, and we're here to bring solutions to the marketplace. So let's talk a little bit about our ecosystem. And I see that my computer's telling me that my signal's kind of low. So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn off my camera just so that I don't freeze up on you guys, but give me 1 second. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about our entire ecosystem and what does Axe bring to the table, right? So the first thing I wanna share with you guys is a concept that you may or may not be familiar with, and that's the concept of the DAO. You know, for a lot of people, that word DAO is a brand new word, and DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. In the case of Axe, this organization is known as our shareholders. So the company sells a token called AXT. That is not a transactional token, is a proprietary token, meaning if you own AXT, you're literally owning part of the ecosystem. You're a shareholder. And because you're a shareholder and you're supporting our project, the company is going to reward you in dividends. And in the crypto space, we call those dividends rewards. But they're not going to give it to you in more token. They're going to give it to you in the most powerful currency in the world, and that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to dominate the market. And because of that, we want to reward our shareholders with Bitcoin on a quarterly basis. And I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys how it is that our community gets rewarded, even if they choose not to participate in any other aspect of the ecosystem. So this is a simple way for you to be able to create a passive residual income, without having to commit to doing anything else above and beyond just supporting the project. So if you own any stock with Tesla, if you own any stock with Apple, if you own any stock with Amazon, you know that on a quarterly basis, they send out dividends. Nothing different, except this happens on automatic, and this happens using the most powerful currency in the world, which is Bitcoin. Now that's the first aspect of our ecosystem. The next aspect where we're going to focus is with our very first product called Axe Trading. And Axe Trading is so much different from anything else that we've experienced in the marketplace that I need to take a couple of minutes here and explain to you what it is. Axe Trading is a software that you can purchase where you keep 100% custody of your money. Not only do you keep 100% custody of your money, but we're using the #1 exchange house in the world that over the last 24 hours, its transactional volume has been over $10 billion, that being Binance. So if you're familiar with Binance, you know that Binance is a global powerhouse. It's one of the most recognized crypto exchange houses in the world. And we simply open up our Binance account and we connect to our service, and the service begins to operate on automatic. So here's what we have. We have a way for you to be able to connect your Binance account to our software, and our software, based on the parameters that we set, are going to buy and sell for you in the market. So this type of trading does not require leverage. You know, there's a lot of trading that does require leverage. For instance, if you've ever been part of Forex trading, you know that if you open up a broker account, the broker will ask you, you know, what type of leverage are you looking to use? And some brokers even give you, for every dollar that you deposit, they allow you to trade as if you have $500, a 500 to 1 ratio. Meaning if the trade goes in the opposite direction in which you thought it was going to go, it can literally wipe you out completely and leave you with zeros. With spot trading, either you make money or you conserve crypto, which both things are very smart to do. So not only do you keep custody of your money, not only are we dealing with the biggest crypto bank in the world in Binance, but not only that, but it's zero leveraging, zero margins. It's just simple buys and sells based on technology. So I love that part about our trading system. Now, what makes us different from a bot is that bots operate all together. So what they do is that bots accumulate all the orders and they go into the marketplace with the same order at the same time, with the same price, with the same parameters, and they come out of the market the same way, leaving a digital fingerprint, meaning the brokers are not dumb. They understand, hey, look at all this movement happening at the same time using the same strategy. So what do? They sabotage the strategy, or they sabotage the market, so that the bigger that the bot gets, the more probability that bot will stop working the way it should be, leaving a lot of people in negative accounts. So because of that, we want you to know that our trading system is autonomous, meaning your trading system and my trading system that we both bought from Axe, they work completely independent of each other. They're individual transactions going into the market and coming out of the market, making it literally impossible for Binance or any other exchange house to be able to detect that we're using a software. So because of that, we have many advantages in the market. So the next aspect that we want to talk about is our referral program. And I do believe that most of us here have been part of the network marketing industry. I love this industry. I'm proud of this industry. This industry changed my life. You know, you're talking to a man who never graduated high school. I became a father as a teenager. When I started network marketing, I was a father of 2. Today, I'm a father of 6. So because I lack formal education, society would have me somewhere making minimum wage or barely surviving. But thanks to this industry of network marketing, my family and my entire family tree has now changed. We're living a better life because of this amazing industry. So if you've been a part of network marketing before, you know the challenges. The challenges are very clear to us, especially if you're a leader in this industry. You know that the majority of your team, they lack the skills to actually go out there and make it big in network marketing. And we know that usually that leads them to look for what's the easiest way. And unfortunately, over the last 6 years, the easiest way has been participating in companies that we know are not going to be around for a long time. But they make it so easy, so attractive. Hey, you don't have to do anything. Just put your money to work, and we'll put your money to work for you in the financial markets, and you make money whether you recruit or not. Unfortunately, that's a false promise. And many companies have hurt a lot of people because of it. But one of the things that I know about network marketers is that we like to get rewarded right away. And with Axe and our reward system, our compensation plan, not only do you have the ability to make money in real time because your commissions show up in real time. That means that if you go out there and you share this product, if you go out there and you share this opportunity and you make a sale, you bring production to the company, guess what happens? The moment that you make that sale, at that very same moment, you have your commissions. Not only do you have your commissions, but you can withdraw those commissions in real time, and the company charges you 0% to withdraw your commissions. Now, I've been part of companies where I paid 5%. In some companies, I paid up to 15% to withdraw money that I've already earned through my work. So if you were to go ask 100 people in network marketing, hey, listen, would you rather get paid today or would you rather get paid next week or next month? What do you think most of them will say? If you go ask 100 investors, hey, would you rather keep custody of your money or would you rather give your custody to somebody else? Most people will say, hey, I'd rather keep custody of my money. So what we have here is we have a solution to several different problems in the marketplace. We have a solution for the lack of cash flow through our real-time payment method, and we have a solution to the lack of trust through our 100% custody system of trading. Not only that, but you can generate 4 different passive residual incomes, and we're going to touch on that in just 1 minute. So I think these aspects are exciting enough. Over the course of the next weeks and months, we're gonna talk more about different things like Axe Social. This is the first social network where you'll be able to connect with your MetaMask wallet, leaving your personal data completely out of the game. And we're also going to talk about our NFT projects that are launching that are very innovative, and they're leading us to make contacts and make connections with different people around the world, because Axe is a technology company. So within Axe, we have an incubator of projects where we find people that have tech ideas, but maybe lack the technology to support their ideas. And we connect them with Axe as a company. Axe provides the technology, they provide the ideas and the marketing, and we become partners. So giving us even more revenue, making the company even more sustainable. So let's go ahead and continue on. We're gonna go ahead and delete this. And let's continue on to the next slide. I've already spoken to you a little bit about Axe Social, the very first social media. This is still under construction, it's still in development, but let me tell you something. It's going to be exciting to be able to monetize your own profile, to be able to make money in real time in crypto through social media, where you determine who has your data and you determine how you use that data. So that's going to be very impressive. So let's touch on how it is that our trading system works. Okay, and the name of our trading system is Autonomous Trading System, or ATS for short. So the first thing that you should know is that you always keep custody of your money. So your money is always under your control. If at any point you want to disconnect the service, it's one button away. Number 2 is that the orders that the system places can never be closed in negative, because of programming, they can only close operations in positive, meaning that you have less risk. Number 3, let me move this out of the way, is that the company only makes money when they help you make money. So we have a business model of shared profits. So depending on the license that you choose, you're going to share profits. But what that tells us by definition is that if there's no profits, there's nothing to share. So the company has a business model to where they're determined to help you make profits, because that's the only way that they make a profit. So I think that's very genius, and that keeps everything super transparent. Number 4 is that the system takes very little effort and very little time to connect. If you know how to get around with technology, you can do it in 5-10 minutes. If you're brand new, or if you have challenges with technologies, maybe it'll take you 15 or 20 minutes. But in under 30 minutes, you can have a tool, you can have a system that buys and sells on your behalf giving you profits, where you have the peace of mind that you have full custody of your money. We use the API key to be able to connect. And once you connect, the system works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And another thing that I love about the system is that we don't use every pair in the market, because there's a lot of coins that may have an initial pump and then there's a correction and then they can never recover their value. So what do we do as a company? We've allowed our system to only trade with the pairs with highest liquidity. For instance, we're using Bitcoin, we're using Ethereum, we're using BNB, which is the official coin of Binance, the exchange. We're using Solana, we're using Near. If you search these projects out, these are projects that not only have a huge community, but they have high liquidity. So because of that, you're not going to find yourself with holding a coin that, you know, the price dropped and it never recovered, and now you're holding this coin that has very little to no value. So I love that part about our system, that it's a smart system. It's a smart way for us to be able to do business in the digital space. I've already spoken to you about Binance. Binance is the first of many exchange houses that you'll be able to connect, but it's still is the number one exchange house in the world. For the US, we're using Binance US. Due to regulations, Binance had to do some changes, get rid of some coins that are available outside of the US. And in the US, we're simply not allowed to trade with them or buy them or hold them. So because of that, they had to create like a sister company to where it's Binance.com for the rest of the world and Binance US for the US. But we're about to connect to Bitso. And Bitso, this may not mean too much on this Zoom, but if you know anybody in Latin America, especially Mexico, most people in Mexico use Bitso as their exchange house. They use Bitso because of the way that they're able to move funds from their bank into the exchange house in a matter of minutes. So because of that, this is going to be our second exchange house, but we know that there's a third coming over the next couple of months. And we know that this one is going to be a decentralized one. And then we know that we're working towards being able to connect eventually to Coinbase to give more options to people in the US. Even though myself, I'm not a big fan of Coinbase, I understand why people know the brand, because it's the biggest exchange house inside of the US. So let's continue on and let's talk a little bit about how it is that we can participate and how the licenses work. Here we go. So here we have the different licenses, and I'm going to touch on all of them really quick. I just want you to know that we're always going to have a free option. You know, one of the things that allows us to step into the US is the fact that we do have a free option. If somebody wanted to use our service absolutely free, they're more than welcome to do it. And there's no limit on them, meaning you can use this free license for the rest of your life if you wanted to. Now, every single license has their benefits. For instance, if you use the free license, the benefit is that it's free. And here's the business model that I spoke about, which is sharing profit. If you use a free license, out of every single profit that the company makes you, you get to keep 40% of that profit. So if they made you $1, you keep 40 cents, and you pay 60 cents or 60% goes to the company. Not a bad deal considering that the license is free, right? But if you wanted to keep more in your pocket and less in the company's pocket, then we suggest you purchase a license. For instance, our basic license has a cost of $99, but its value is much higher than that. And when you have a basic license, now you get to keep 50% of every profit that the company makes you, and 50% you send a payment to the company. Actually, you don't even send a payment. This is done automatically on your behalf. And this license works for 250 consecutive days. Now, if you wanted to keep more than 50%, you may consider the pro license, where in the pro license, out of every profit, you keep 60% and 40% you pay to Axe. This is also good for 250 consecutive days. Now, if you wanted to keep even more, I would suggest the expert license, because the expert license has a cost of $500, but here you get to keep 80% of every profit made, and 20% is paid to the company. And you also get 50 additional days to be able to operate. And the investor license, this is where you get the most bang for your buck. It's $1,000, but you get to keep 90% of every single profit that the system makes you. So if the system makes you $1, you keep 90 cents. and you pay 10 cents to the company, 10%. Now, I want you to keep these percentages in mind. Why? Because this is how the company makes their profit, right? But in addition to that, we're going to touch on these numbers in the future here in our presentation. Now, for the investor license, you also get 300 days to be able to operate. Now, if you saw the opportunity to be a shareholder, let me tell you something. If you're holding at least $100 of our token AXT, your limit on the days pretty much disappear. That's one of the benefits of being a shareholder, is that you have no limitations on the days, meaning you can buy any of these licenses and you get to use them forever, as long as you're holding at least $100 of this token. So just to touch on that just a little bit, not only do you get unlimited days, but remember, you also get rewards on a quarterly basis that they're going to pay out in BTC. So you have a double benefit by being a shareholder. So the minute that you were to sell at like $1 and now you only had $99 of our token, these days will once again reappear in your account and the countdown will begin all over again. So my suggestion is hold at least $100 worth of AXT. Why? Because they give you the most benefit. You get another passive income and you get to experience these products with no limits. Okay, so this is how our memberships work. Okay, so if the system makes you a profit, we understand that based on the membership or the license that we own, that's how we share on this profit sharing business model. Okay, so based on the license, yeah, I just spoke about how much you keep and how much we pay to the company. So let's continue on and let's talk a little bit about our business model. But before we do that, let me just share this with you. Right now, we're entering the final months before the World Cup, takes place in Qatar 2022. And I know all over the world, there are people who love soccer, right? Now, here in the US, soccer is not necessarily our primary sport, but we understand the pandemonium that it causes every time that there's a World Cup, right? And we know that probably the US will never win a World Cup just simply because that's not the focus, I guess. But it's fun to watch other countries fight for the honor to lift up this cup, right? So if you are participating with our company wants to extend to you an invitation to go to Qatar 100% on our dime. So for anybody who gets started from today all the way till September 30th, and they reach the level of diamond with our company, the company is not only going to pay for you to fly to Qatar, not only is the company going to pay for your hotel stay in Qatar, not only is the company going to take you to one of the soccer matches in Qatar for the World Cup, but you'll be there for the official launch of our very first NFT. And we're launching our first NFT. It's a soccer game that deals with NFTs. It's a soccer game that we're launching into the metaverse, where people are going to be able to buy NFTs and give their players additional stamina, additional power, additional speed, or simply be able to bet amongst the members in the NFT and inside the metaverse. So you'll be there for the official launch of our NFT. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But because of that, the company also made it even faster for us to be able to qualify to Diamond, giving us additional incentives. So let's talk about those incentives really quick. So this is our compensation plan. And even though I know that in most companies that you've ever reviewed, the compensation plan is explained a little bit different, just follow along for a second, because this compensation plan, once you understand it, you'll realize that we have a very powerful tool. And right now that there's less than 2,000 people in the entire company, you're literally the pioneer. You're literally that ambassador, not only for your country, but for your entire continent. Why? Because in the whole world, there's only 1,900 people that have said yes to this opportunity. Why? Because they simply don't know that we exist. So let's talk about the benefits of our compensation plan really quick. The first thing we need to know is that the free license does not participate in our compensation plan. It doesn't even hold a spot in our binary tree. So this is for people that just simply want to use a service for free. So for us to be able to participate of this business model, we have to have at least a basic license, okay? So let's talk about the benefits. If you own a basic license and you make a sale of any level, whether you sell another basic license, whether you sell a pro license, an expert license, or an investor license, whatever license you sell, you will make a bonus, an instant bonus, a real-time bonus of 10%. That means that if you have a basic license and you sell me an investor license, 10% of 1,000 that would be $100 commission to you. And you can withdraw this $100 that very same moment and have it in your external Bitcoin wallet, ready to use or ready to conserve or ready to diversify. You make that decision for yourself. So for any sell that you make at the basic level, you're going to make 10% direct bonus paid out in real time. Now, if you own a pro license, usually it also pays 10%. But because we have the Qatar promotion right now, it's paying 20%. So using the same example, if you have a pro license and you sell me an investor license, 20% of 1,000, that means that you will earn a commission of $200, which you have access to immediately. Real-time commissions, real-time withdrawals, 0% fees. That's something that got me so excited. I can't stop saying it over and over again. Now, if you have an expert license, usually the expert license pays 12%, but right now we have the Qatar promotion, so it's paying 25%. So same example, you have an expert license, you sell me an investor license, 25% of 1,000 would be a commission to you of $250 paid out in real time. Withdraw in real time, pay 0% fees. And check this one out. If you have an investor license, usually an investor license pays 15% direct bonus, which is still amazing. But right now, until September 30th, it's paying 30%. So let's do a quick example here of what can happen. So if I'm an investor, if I have an investor license, that means I have a position that has $1,000, right? That position gives me a 30% direct bonus, immediate pay, right? So the moment that I sell the first investor license, I'm gonna get paid $300. The minute that I sell my second investor license, I'm gonna get paid another $300. But look at what happens the moment that I sell my third license, my third investor license. Not only do I get paid another $300, but here the compensation plan also tells us that there's a binary bonus of 10%. What is a binary bonus? Very simple. The system sees how much volume you have on your left team, how much volume you have on your right team, and it's going to pay you this percentage. In the case of the investor license, 10% of your smallest team. So the investor license is $1,000. So 10% of 1,000 is another $100 commission to you. That means that with 3 sales, you already recovered the $1,000 that you paid for the license. So now what do you have? Now you have a tool that is trading on your behalf without giving custody of your money that came out absolutely free. And if you're holding at least $100 of our Action DAO token, then that means that this license is always going to be free because you just recovered the $1,000 that you paid for the license. Now, if you have an investor license, this bonus will be 10%. So 10% of your smallest team. If you have an expert license, that's also a 10% binary bonus. But if you have a pro license, it's no longer 10%, it's only 9%. So same example, these $1,000 would pay out a commission of $90, 9%. And if you have a basic license, it's not 9%, it's 8%. So these $80 will be $80 commissions to you, which you can also withdraw in real time. Now, another difference in the licenses is how much you can make per day. So as an example, if you own a basic license, you can earn up to $500 a day in combination of the binary bonus and the direct bonus. If you have a pro license, now you get to make $1,000 a day in combination of the binary bonus and a direct bonus. If you have an expert license, now you're able to make $3,500 a day in combination of the binary bonus and the direct bonus. And if you have an investor license, now you can make up to $5,000 a day in combination of the binary bonus and direct bonus. Here's what I would like to point out when I saw these numbers. For the same amount of work, because it's gonna take the same amount of work to go and bring production to the company either way. But let's just do the comparison. If I have a basic license, that means I paid $100. If I wanted an investor license, that means that I will have to pay an additional $900. So the difference is $900 that I will have to pay in order for me to be as an investor license. But look at the difference in potential. If I have a basic license, the most that I can make in a month is $15,000 a month. But if I have an investor license, that means if I sacrifice myself a little bit more and I actually pay these $900, my monthly potential is $150,000 a month. Same work. Is the basic license holders and the investor license holders are doing the same exact work. But look at the difference in potential, $15,000 a month versus $150,000 a month. That's where the math needs to line up with me. For me to make a decision, I have to say, okay, what makes the most mathematical sense to me? Now, let me show you something that you probably never seen in another digital space or another digital company in the world. Usually, when you're participating in a digital company, usually there's no residual bonuses. Why? Because in order for them to pay you a residual bonus, they have to charge you a residual fee. That means that you have to put a credit card or a debit card on file, and they're going to withdraw from that debit card or that credit card for a service or a product every single month. And they're going to take a portion of that payment and they're going to pay out residual bonuses. And that's usually the way it works. In most companies that don't have a monthly charge, they can't pay a monthly residual check to anyone, right? So let me show you something that's really different. Here, anytime that I help somebody make $400 in a compensation plan in combination of the binary bonus and a direct bonus, every time that I help somebody make $400 in commissions, the system automatically injects $100 new into the binary tree. And one more time, they pay binary bonuses and direct bonuses. That means that if I help somebody do that once a month, that means that once a month, that system will recognize that person made $400 and they would inject $100 new into the organization and pay bonuses one more time. But what happens if I help somebody make $400 a week? That means that on a weekly basis, these new $100 would be injected into the organization. And once again, not only I, but the entire organization will see that volume and they will get paid on that volume. But what happens if I help somebody make $400 every single day? That means that on a daily basis, the system will automatically inject $100 new into the organization. And one more time, the bonuses get paid. But what happens if I help somebody make $400 multiple times a day? That means that multiple times per day, you will receive some type of a passive residual income. Now that part is so new that I've never seen something like that in any other company. And I've looked at a lot of compensation plans. As part of my wife says that's my hobby, just reviewing compensation plans. But I've never seen something to where without having to put your credit card on file, without having to send the company any additional money, the technology was programmed in such a way that everyone is participating, everybody's collaborating, but nobody's feeling the effect of getting hit in the pocket for fresh money coming out of their pocket. Now let's continue on, and I'm going to share with you what the most exciting part of our compensation plan is. And that is our recognition and our ranks. Now, the first thing we need to point out here is that anyone on this call can reach these ranks. And I'm going to share with you how to reach these ranks. The second thing that I want to point out is that the rewards for our ranks do not come from new enrollments. Most companies, they pay any kind of prize, any kind of reward to their ranks. They usually pay them out of new enrollments. Here, they're very clear. Check this out. All commissions collected from Axe Trading will be distributed 40% among all the ranks, right? That's what we're going to talk about right now. But they also tell us 10% is profit for the company. And check this out, 50% is for our shareholders, our Action DAO holders. Now, you may be asking yourself, what commissions collected from the Axe Trading? This is where we have to go back and remember that the free license, out of every single profit, the customer pays 60% to the company. The basic license, 50% goes to the company. The pro license, 40% goes to the company. The expert license, 20% goes to the company. And the investor license, 10% goes to the company. So one, the company only charges when they help somebody to make a profit. That's very good. And number two, all of these commissions, the company could have easily said, hey, that's profit for the company, but they're distributing it to where only 10% of that goes to the company. So if there was a pool, if this is the pool with all of those fees, it tells us right here, 40%. So about half of it goes for the ranks. Then it tells us right here that 10% is for the company. And then it goes on to tell us that the other 50% is for our shareholders. So now that we know where the money's coming from. It's coming from the fees that the company's earning from helping people to make money passively without giving custody of their money away to anyone. Now we can go ahead and talk about how to reach these ranks and what percentage of this money belongs to each rank. So the first thing you need to know is that this is going to be the simplest way to explain ranks ever in the history of network marketing. To hit the first rank of bronze, you simply have to commission $500. You don't have to balance legs. You don't have to help anybody get to any ranks. It's not based on balanced legs. It's based on how much that you commission. That means that, and this is all accumulative. All the ranks are accumulative. That means that if you earned $100 a month for 5 months, at the end of your 5th month, you will have $500 earned, and now you are a bronze. That simple. Here's another thing that you may love. There's no requalifications, meaning once you hit a rank, you maintain that rank and you keep the benefits of that rank for the rest of your career with Axe. How do you hit the next rank of silver? Simply earn $5,000 accumulative through the compensation plan. That means direct bonus, binary bonus, and you automatically hit the level of silver. Even if it takes you, if you're making $500 a month and it takes you 10 months, at the end of 10 months, you have $5,000 earned. From that moment forward, you are now a silver and you can't fall off of that rank because there's no requalifications. The points don't flush in our binary. Your qualifications stay put in our compensation plan. This is fair for anyone. Why? Because if you wanted to, for those motivated people that love direct sales, someone can go out there and hit all of these ranks without having to build an organization. Why? Because it's not based on volume on the left or the right. It's not based on helping several people hit the level of bronze so you can hit silver. No, it's based on commissions, period. So somebody can go out there and make $5,000 in direct sales and become a silver and keep that rank of silver. To hit the level of gold, you will simply have to earn $25,000 accumulative, and now you're a gold. And to hit the level of diamond, you simply have to commission $50,000 in the course of your career with Axe, and you are now a diamond. Now, let me talk to you guys about the rewards for these ranks. So right here, it tells us that 40% of everything collected is for the ranks. That means that if the company collected $1 million in commissions for the month, 40% of $1 million would be 400,000 that would be for the ranks. So 400,000. So let's talk about these 400,000. Every single person that's at the rank of bronze, they get to share on 10% of that 400,000 in this example. The silvers, they get to share on 20% of that 400,000. The golds, they get to share on 30% of that 400,000. And the diamonds, they get to share on 40% of that 400,000. Let's just give an example. Let's just say that you plus 9 other people are at diamond during this example. That means that there's 10 diamonds. Now, it's telling us here that 40% of these 400,000 belong to the diamonds. That would be $160,000. If there's 10 diamonds at the time that this happens, that means that each diamond would receive $16,000 a month, because this bonus is monthly, this bonus is passive, and this bonus is residual. And this bonus can continue to grow. Why? Because there's no limit to how much volume the company can have connected to Binance, where they're helping people to make a profit, where these people that are making a profit are paying a fee for that profit, where this can grow well above and beyond the $1 million that we're using as an example. This can go to $10 million, $20 million. And if you're at these ranks, especially if you're one of the first ones to hit these ranks, you're not going to have too many people to share this with. Why? Because we're brand new. So right now, the fastest that you can get to these ranks, the bigger the piece of the pie that is going to be for you. I love this. Why? Because most of the time, to participate in any kind of compensation plan that have ranks, you have to be a mathematician to figure out what you have to do. So most people just figure, man, it's too hard. It's too hard to hit diamond. It's a nice thing. They walk them, they parade them around, they dress them up, they put them in videos, they put them all over social media. But man, I can't even understand what it takes to get to diamond. With our company, this is the simplest way for anyone to understand what they have to do to hit the level of diamond with no gotchas, with no locks, meaning you hit the rank, you keep the rank. Now, this company is just one amazing thing after another. So let me just give you another reason why I'm here. You know, for the last 6 years of my career, I've been participating in crypto programs. And here's usually what happens. If I give a company XYZ $1,000, right? Not only am I giving them custody of my money. So if they help me generate $5 the first day, $5 the second day, $10 the third day, in reality, I'm not $20 in profit. I'm still minus 980 because they have my money. See, with us, the difference is that from the very first dollar, I'm already in profit because I never gave them my money. You see the huge difference? It will take months for me to even recover my own money from company XYZ. But with Axe, the very first dollar that I'm in profit, I'm already in profit. Not only that, but if I give $1,000 to company XYZ, this company has to pay a direct bonus, right? So they have to pay, let's just say it's $100. They have to pay at least 3 binaries out of that, out of this enrollment. So that's another $300. And they also have to put at least $200 away for the ranks, right? So that is a total of $600 that they have to use out of my $1,000. That leaves them with $400 that they forcefully have to put into the markets, and hopefully they can make a profit so that they can give me my money back plus some profit. Now, most companies, they'll try to do it for 5-6 months and then call it quits. And man, I'd rather just close the website and tell everybody, sorry, we got hacked. Our programmers got murdered. Whatever story it is the same story that keeps repeating itself. Now with Axe, the main difference is that when I buy a license for $1,000, the company still has to pay a bonus, right? In this case, let's just say it's $300 in bonus, and let's just say it's 3 binaries, that's another $300. That's still $600, right? That's still the same $600. Here's the huge difference. The remaining $400, they don't have to do anything with it. They don't have to multiply this money. Why? Because the money that's being worked is inside of your Binance account. So in this example, which business model do you think is more sustainable? A business model that's stretching out every single enrollment, or a business model that has a profit from every single enrollment? Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing something that's going to be big before it becomes big. The only reason why people are not jumping into this company is because they simply don't know that we exist. We don't have enough leaders out there to share this vision, to share why it is that we're different, to share the solutions that we're bringing into the marketplace. We simply need more people, more boots on the ground. That's literally what we need. More boots on the ground to help us expand awareness, to let people know that they no longer have to add additional risk to participating in the digital markets. They can keep custody of their money. And if they're going to go out there and work, let them get rewarded immediately. Real-time payments, real-time withdrawals, 0% fees. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most exciting thing I've ever seen in 20 years of my career. Now, this concludes the first part of our presentation. This concludes our first part of the presentation. So if you're a guest, I want you to reach back to the person who invited you to the Zoom. And regardless of where it is that you are around the world, just know that you have 100% support from corporate and from our team leaders. Right now, I'm going to transition into how to get started the right way with this company, because there's so many ways that you can launch a business. I just want to show you the most uniform way for you to be able to have success with a proven system that we've been using for the last 16 years. Okay, so let me go ahead and close this out really quick, and we're going to jump right into the training. We're not going to delay. We're not going to hold. We're not going to break. We're going to go straight into our training, because this is our secret weapon, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly why people say yes. This is why people say yes. Now, let me go ahead and get started by telling you that my mentor's name is Eric Worre. I've been mentored by Eric Worre since 2002 when I first met him. Eric Worre right now is the authority when it comes to network marketing. So this is the secret that Eric Worre shares with everyone. So I guess it's not a secret. But he says the key to success in network marketing depends on your ability to be able to gather a large group of people to follow a few simple steps over a consistent period of time. I'm going to repeat that again. The key to your success in network marketing depends on your ability to gather a large group of people to follow a few simple steps over a consistent period of time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's called duplication. So the question I have for you is, what are those steps that your team is following? What are those simple steps that your team can follow over a consistent period of time? Or is it just, hey, go get them, Tiger? That's not really a system. Or, hey, call everybody. That's not a system either. So I just want to share with you what system it is that we use as an organization for you to be able to adopt it and say, you know what, we're going to promote this system. And why is the system so important? Because if this is me and I have 100% of the facts of this business, I know everything about this business, and we know that the human brain can only keep about 5% of the information that they receive, or even less in some cases. But let's just give an example that we're all super geniuses and we can retain 50% of everything that we learn. That means that if this is me and I go out there and I sponsor person number one, this person only has 50% of the information because this guy's a genius. Now this person recruits person number two. This person now only has 25% of the information. This person recruits person number three. Now this person's only working with 12.5% of the information. This person recruits person number four. This person's only working with 6% of the information. This person recruits person number five. This person's only working with 3% of the information. What would happen if this is the person that recruited you? How much success do you think you'll see if you only have 1.5% of the information? The only way that this can be avoided, the only way is by having a duplicatable, unified duplicatable system that always has 100% of the information where everybody can plug in. And as a result, everybody have access to the same information. The reason why we build up a system rather than a personality is because people come and go in this industry, unfortunately, including leaders. So what we do is, instead of edifying a person that can get mad tomorrow and leave tomorrow and take my whole team tomorrow, we edify a system that we can forever keep working that system, knowing that the system is never going to leave me. The system is never going to be disloyal. The system is never going to try to harm the organization. So we promote a system rather than a person. My whole organization, they're not following me. I don't want them to follow me. I want them to follow the system. They'll have a better experience. They'll learn faster. They'll become leaders faster, and they'll earn more if they follow a system versus if they follow me. So based on that, let's go over the system. What is it that we do? Our system is called the 5 absolutes. This is our system. It's called the 5 absolutes. And the reason why it's called the 5 absolutes is because it's not called the 5 suggestions. And we know that for a fact that if you follow these 5 simple steps over a consistent period of time, you will absolutely find your way to your goals, to your success. Now, what's this first absolute? What is the first step? When somebody says yes to me, they say, Jaime, I'm in. I saw the presentation, I'm in. What do I do next? The first step that I do with anyone joining my organization, especially if I personally enrolled them, is that within their first 24 to 48 hours, I want to be either on a Zoom with them or in person with them, and I want to create what we call a game plan interview. Game plan interview. This is where we get to learn a little bit more about the person, right? What are their goals? What are their time commitments? What is it that they're willing to do? How many hours a week can they possibly work? If they have a full-time job, if they have different things, this is where we get to know the person, and this is where we help them to, number one, put goals on paper. We're going to talk about goals on paper. Number two, we're going to help them create their initial list of contacts. And number three, we're going to put a date for when they're going to launch, okay? A date for their launch. Why? Because you can either start a business or you can launch a business, and the result is 2 different things. By starting a business, you simply open the door and you hope for people to find your business. By launching a business, is promoting your business and letting people know, hey, I'm launching a business. Whether you like my service or not, I just want you to know what it is that I'll be doing for the next 5 years. But I'm launching my business. I'm not simply just starting a business. Okay, so the second absolute is that within the first 7 days of the person saying yes to me, I'm launching their business. I'm going to be on a Zoom call with their guest. I'm going to be in person at the office or wherever it is, whatever business model it is that you choose to follow. In my case, I do 99% of my business from home on Zoom. But if in your country and your culture, you guys are more used to getting together and being in person, I'm all for that too. You know, so however it is that you're going to launch this person, I want to be in front of his contacts within his first 7 days. Why? Because every brand new distributor is like a gallon of milk. Within 30 days, they have an expiration date. If they don't see results, usually they're done, they're quit, they're out. So because of that, I want to have a sense of urgency and help this person launch their business so that immediately we can get into the prospecting part of the business, the presentation part of the business, the closing part of the business, the duplication part of the business, and I can give my brand new distributor a positive result the fastest way possible. Now, the third part of the 5 absolutes is that from this point forward, once my person launches, now I teach them how to use tools to expose 2 new people every day. 2 new people every day. Your list is not something that you work on once and then you abandon forever. Your list is a living organism that continues to grow by at least 2 new names every single day. You know, in our business, we tend to use the number 2 a lot. Why? Because people are busy. You know, people have responsibilities, people have families, people have church, people have different assignments, people have things to do. So asking people to go and talk to everyone they know today, it's probably not going to work for most people. But if we have a tangible goal, hey, listen, no matter what happens today, I know you're busy, I'm busy too. But no matter what happens today, I promise you, my commitment to you is that I will not go to sleep unless I have shared this information with at least 2 new people today. Can you make that same commitment with me? Now, just by following this third absolute, right? So if this is you, the first month, this is month 1. Month 1. You're sharing with 2 people a day times 30 days. That means that in a month, you share the business with 60 new people. Now, most of these people are going to say no. About 55 of them are going to say no. So have your mind ready that 55 people are going to say no. But now you have month number 2, where you have 5 people that have gone through a game plan interview, that have launched their business. Now they're sharing a business tool with 2 people a day. That's 10 a day times 30 days. Now we're talking about 300 people in your community just learned about Acts, but no one's doing more than 2. No one had to quit their job. No one had to abandon their family. No one had to miss church. By simply doing 2 a day, now you're leveraging other people's efforts. Month number 3, most of these 300 are going to say no. Around 275 are going to say no, but 25 of them are going to say yes. Times 2 a day, that's 50 a day, times 30 days. That's 1,500 people that learned about this business opportunity, but nobody did more than 2. To this point right here, no one has been doing presentations. We're simply sharing a tool. Now, month number 4, right? Out of these 1,500 people, most of them are going to say no, but 125 of them are going to say yes. Times 2, that's 250 people a day. Times 30 days, we're talking about 7,500 people all over your city, all over your town, all over your country, all over the world, learning about the company, but no one in your organization is doing more than 2. Month number 5, now you have 625 people sharing with 2 people a day. That's 1,200 people plus a day. That's around 36,000 people in a month that learned about Acts by simply sharing a 2-minute video, by simply sharing a recorded presentation, by simply asking someone to hop on a Zoom or to be on a recorded call or on a live conference call. Ladies and gentlemen, we work a binary compensation plan. If 36,000 people learn about your product, if we're starting here in July, this is August, this is September, this is October, we're talking about November, going into the Christmas holiday seasons. If you had 36,000 people that viewed the information and only 10% of them join your business, we're talking about roughly 3,000 people, and you had 1,500 people on your left, 1,500 people on your right. On average, right now, the average sale in Acts is $400. That's 0, 0, 0, 0, 20. That's 4. That's 600,000 in volume on each side. You get paid 10% of your lesser side. Right now, the sides are both balanced. That's $60,000 in commission going into this Christmas holiday by doing what? Simply sharing with 2 new people every day and promoting that to your organization. Ladies and gentlemen, this system is a system that never fails. Now, commitment number 4 is to stay connected. How do you stay connected to our business? Very simple. Once a week, you make a commitment to be part of a presentation. Right now, we're doing presentations every Wednesday morning in California this time. So you can simply invite people to this presentation. Now, the goal would be for you to be here with at least one guest. But even if you don't have a guest, we want you to be here, because if you don't have a guest after a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, eventually you'll be bored of the presentation. You'll be like, man, I need to show up with new people because I already know this presentation. I've been here for a month. I haven't invited anyone to see it. Maybe I should invite a new person. Part of staying connected is being part of this weekly training. So every single week, we do this 5 Absolutes training every single week right after our weekly presentation. And number 3 is when corporate has an event, if you can qualify to be at that event, be at that event. Why? Because proximity is golden. The closer that you can get to the people, the movers and the shakers, the faster it's going to rub off on you, because you are the average of the 5 people that you associate with the most. And then absolute number 5, ladies and gentlemen, absolute number 5 should have been absolute number 1. But absolute number 5 is to make a commitment to read 10 pages of a good book every single day. 10 pages of a good book every single day. Now, which books do I recommend someone get started with? Number 1 is Go Pro by my mentor, Eric Worre. Go Pro by Eric Worre. Number 2 would be Making the First Circle Work. Making the First Circle Work by another mentor of mine by the name of Randy Gage. And the third, this one's a little bit more difficult to read, but it's a life changer for me. I've read it over 60 times. That's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, this part right here, the 10 pages, that's the most difficult one for people to follow. You know why? Because people were not programmed to pick up a book after high school. After school, most people never read another book in their lives. But unless you're duplicating leaders in your team, you'll forever be working on your team. And I know that if you're here today is because you want not only financial freedom, but you want time freedom too. So imagine if you had 10 people following this absolute. 10 people reading 10 pages a day, that's 100 pages a day. Times 30, that's 3,000 pages that were read in your organization in a month. What if you had 100 people reading 10 pages a day? That's 1,000 pages a day. Times 30, that's 30,000 pages a month. Ladies and gentlemen, in a year, can you imagine how many leaders will be developed in your organization? How many people in your organization will grow, will get outside of their comfort zone, will learn new skills, will become more independent, will begin to believe even more, believe bigger, believe faster. Ladies and gentlemen, I just showed you 5 simple steps that you can begin to follow immediately to have massive results worldwide. We've put this system to the test in different countries, different cultures, different languages, all with the same result. All of them with the same result. I have never met a person who has done this with me for 12 months, who today is not earning at least a passive 6-figure income every single year. This system is what I bank on. This system is what I bet on. See, I trust the 5 Absolutes more than I trust anything else in the industry. Why? Because the 5 Absolutes changed my life. And I know that they've changed hundreds of other people's lives all over the world that continue to use the 5 Absolutes to this very day. Ladies and gentlemen, now you have the same information. And not only that, but now you have proximity. Now you're tapped in. Now you're connected to the root. You're connected to the source. Not only am I a builder here with Axe, but I'm also part of the corporate team with dealing with their NFT projects. So I have my ears, I have my eyes, I have my body physically connected to the source. And that gives you leverage. Why? Because being part of corporate gives us leverage to do different things. For instance, right now we have a promotion. If you reach the level of silver before August 7th, we'll fly you from anywhere in the world to Cancun, Mexico, to come and have lunch and dinner with the CEO, to come see some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, to come and spend time with the leaders. all you have to do is simply go make money, which is what you signed up to do anyways. Not only that, but we have the Qatar promotion also heading over there in November for the World Cup. Not only that, but we have additional bonuses on the table every single month through our organization for simply doing the work that we were supposed to be doing anyways. You're working with the right team, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you guys are amazing, amazing leaders. I want to congratulate you guys for being on here. We have people here who I know are going to kill it over the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And I know dozens and dozens of people are going to reach different ranks over the next few weeks. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, the market is 100% ours. This is the only bilingual team. This is the only team in the English market. There's nothing else. We have the world ahead of us. No one knows we exist. Ladies and gentlemen, like my mentor, Eric Worre says, we do have a better way. Network marketing is not perfect, but it's better. Now let's go tell the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time. God bless you all. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday for another presentation and training. You guys have a blessed and tremendous